So here we have Mike versus Wes, with Mike using Toxapex, Tangrowth, Landorus, Therion, Mesprit, Mega Metachan, and Drapion, versus Wes, who's using Mega Beedrill, Dual Blade, Reuniclus, Golem, Alola, Rotom Wash, and Cinder Ace. Taking a look at what we have on the table, we actually have some pretty good use for Cinderace. Maybe not so much Rotom Wash, but Rotom Wash is one of Wes's best Pokemon. Curious to see how Mega Beedrill ends up going out. Maybe it's super effective. Maybe it's super effective against the Mega Metachan. Just gonna go ahead and real quick. No, I'm not. I'm failing. I'm letting down society real quick. All right, let's see what Metachan's weak to real quick. Because it is Psychic type, but it's also fighting, and I can't remember if fighting resists Bug. It does. So Mega Metachan is weak to Fairy, Ghost, and Flying, so maybe Dual Blade's going to be the answer to Mega Metachan, but that's also not going to be super great. But who knows, opening up with the Landorus Therion to get the Intimidate out on the Alolan Golem, the big O GA, as they call him. So Landorus Therion, don't really get to see a whole bunch of him from Mike. He usually gets knocked out pretty quickly, at least in the few games I've commentated. Same thing goes for Alolan Golem. I'm curious to see what's going to be happening here, considering there is no Earthquake that's going to take it out, but same thing goes for Landorus Therion versus the Golem because of the balloon. Very smart choice. It's going to make it so that the Golem can also not be... Try that again. The Golem also cannot be Earthquaked. Actually in a pretty good position here for Wes. He's got some slower, beefier boys with the Golem and the Reuniclus to handle some other Pokemon that Wes has on offer, like Mesprit and Drapion. But already... U-turn... Balloon popped. Golem now going to go down to an Earthquake of sorts. I'm expecting Assault Vest Tangrowth coming out, and that's exactly what we're getting. Golem setting up Stealth Rocks, actually in a very good position. Mike's in a very good position with that Tangrowth because Grass is going to do some pretty brutal damage to everything but Cinderace, and Beedrill knockoff coming in, taking down the Focus Sash of Cinderace, and now most likely going to be switching into either Landorus or Toxapex. But Assault Vest Tangrowth is very tanky, and it could take one of the hits from Cinderace. I'm not entirely sure. Cinderace is a very good Pokemon when used correctly. So maybe Wes is going to be able to really give Mike the business. He uses a U-turn, which is super effective against the Tangrowth. The Tangrowth maybe not switching out? Oh, this would be so sick. Unfortunately, Wes now kind of knows the Tangrowth isn't switching out, which means he just U-turns into potentially Beedrill, though that is very scary to have a non-Mega'd Beedrill enter the fray. Maybe Dual Blade? Or maybe Reuniclus? I'm feeling Dual Blade a little bit stronger, but maybe Reuniclus, because Reuniclus is a little bit tankier. Or maybe Wes takes the gambit that a Grass move is not going to be used because Cinderace was out, and so instead it's going to be another knockoff, which, if that's the case, then you do not want to put in either of those two Pokemon. Earthquake comes in. Reuniclus now burned. I forget why it's burned. There's a reason it's burned. There's like a reason it wants to be burned, and I can't remember. But anyway, it is. Knockoff does exist. Is Tangrowth faster than Reuniclus? Reuniclus can go from 58 to 174. Oh, Tangrowth probably faster. Probably getting that Assault Vest knockoff, and it does. There it is. The trick, switching in Assault Vest for nothing. So there is no Burn Orb on Tangrowth, and knockoff probably still gonna hurt it pretty bad, if we're being completely honest, because it's gonna take another burn. Up to Mike if he wants to keep it there, but he doesn't. He switches in Drapion, which is weak. Oh wait, never mind, it's Dark type, right? It's Psychic Dark? Might be. Never mind, I didn't say anything, forget it. We're gonna edit that part out. Just sending in Drapion, which is a sick read, able to completely negate that Psychic attack that just came from Reuniclus. I guess Reuniclus is using Magic Guard or whatever, or Overcoat, whatever it's called. Ooh, the Pursuit. The big rip on the Pursuit. Down goes Reuniclus, getting absolutely destroyed by a super effective move that's dealing even more damage on the switch out. Pyro Ball coming in, not doing enough to kill Drapion. Drapion hitting Cinderace with an Earthquake. West now down 2 Pokemon. What is he going to send out? It's a very weak Drapion. So you potentially get something from Rotom Wash and or maybe Mega Beedrill. Wouldn't really put Dual Blade in there, and Beedrill kind of want to get... is going to be faster, and you might as well set him up now. Oh man, yeah, it's Drapion's looking real scary. What do we do? What do we do? I don't know, but it doesn't look great for West, but he's got his Mega out, and his Mega ready to roll. Mike probably debating about whether or not he needs to keep Drapion in, or if he can just sacrifice it. So, letting Mega Beedrill get its free turn to set up, not particularly the best thing in the world. But at the same time, Mega Metachan coming in with the Fake Out, probably pretty good. Definitely slaps up the Beedrill. And, or sending in Landorus Therion to get the Intimidate. Also pretty good. Drill Run coming in hot. Taking down Drapion before it gets a chance to do anything. Now we have a Mega Beedrill, which is running at a, oh my god, a lot. And in comes Landorus Therion with the Intimidate. Yep, which is what I was saying they would put in here. Now, Beedrill is not immune. This is important. Mega Beedrill not immune to Earthquake or Flying type moves. So Landorus Therion actually pretty good position against Mega Beedrill if he can take one hit. Probably switching into Rotom Wash to dodge the Earthquake. Not going to put Golem in. Golem no longer has a balloon, would most likely go down. Instead, sends out Dual Blade, eats the Rock Slide, even though it's a critical hit. Actually, a really good switch. I was not expecting Rock Slide to come out of Landorus Therion. What do you do here? Probably, if I'm Mike, switching Tangrowth. Tangrowth no longer has an Assault Vest, which is a little bit of a shame. But you definitely don't want to give an opening turn away to some of your other Pokemon, especially when you're rocking... Oh, Toxapex? Okay, fair enough. I was going to say, especially when you're rocking 2 Psychic types that could go down to a Shadow Sneak. It is an Eevee-Light Dual Blade with no guard. Alright, which means everything hits it. Which is probably why that Rock Slide hit, because it was impossible to miss. Dual Blade can't be toxic. It is Steel type, which means we're probably going to see something else coming in. Scald. Good switch into the Rotom. Now we have Rotom Wash up against a Pokemon it doesn't mind going up against. Mike might switch into Tangrowth, which could give Wes an opening to get another free switch back into Mega Beedrill, which is just not a good time for Mike if that's the case. Mike switches into Tangrowth like I predicted. Does Wes switch out? He doesn't. He Hydro Pumps. Now in a little bit of a pickle. Probably knockoff coming out, for being honest. Wes could probably keep Rotom Wash in here if he wanted to, because Mike most likely is not going to be using a grass type move. Expecting Wes to switch into Beedrill and or Duo Blade. Or maybe Mike just doesn't even think that far ahead. He doesn't, just keep it simple, stupid, and he's just going to use a grass move. In case Wes, for some reason, keeps Rotom Wash in. Those are kind of the two layers here. Either Wes switches Rotom Wash out, or out in fear of a grass move, or he keeps Rotom Wash in for fear of knockoff. You could switch in Mega Beedrill, and I don't think knockoff is going to do that much damage, but the weaker and weaker you make Mega Beedrill, the worse and worse your win condition kind of becomes. Because you lose a lot of your damage and your scary intimidation factor. Because Mike is probably going to switch out Tangrowth for Landorus Therion again into Beedrill. And or just keep Tangrowth around and die, but Tangrowth is the easiest answer to Rotom Wash. If I'm Mike, I'm trying to keep Tangrowth alive until Rotom Wash is dead. I don't really see two other lines of play here. You either use knockoff or a grass move, and Mike uses a grass move. He does have knockoff against Dual Blade. Dual Blade is a 67 to 185 Pokemon with Tangrowth being faster, so knockoff gonna come in, and down goes the Evil Light, and now Dual Blade ain't looking so hot. That is no longer an Eevee-lighted Pokemon. That is now a regular-ass Dual Blade, and it will most likely get slapped upside the head by another knockoff. And listen, if I'm Mike, I have no problem knocking off again. Yeah, why would you? Honestly, why would you? He is going to outspeed both Golem and Rotom Wash. Right? Yeah, both Golem and Rotom Wash are going to be outsped by this Tangrowth. Wes is going to have to send in his Beedrill, which I don't believe the Beedrill Light is going to get knocked off because we discovered this last game I commentated. That isn't what happens, but in comes Earthquake. And out comes Mega Beedrill. Mike in a very strong position. And now we have a few different options here what Mike can do. Mike can keep Tangrowth in and guarantee a free switch into a stronger Pokemon. Or he can switch back into Landorus Therion to get the Intimidate, which is what he does, cutting Mega Beedrill's attack in half and also resisting the Poison Jab. Is there any way Landorus Therion outspeeds Mega Beedrill? Well, if it's spec'd into speed and Mega Beedrill isn't, it is possible. There is like a depending on if Mike's spec'd into speed. If Mike's spec'd into speed, it's kind of like a 50-50. But he's using Landorus Therion as an Intimidator. But he's got to give up a Pokemon to this Beedrill. He cannot switch in Mega Metachan and have things be alright. In comes U-turn for the Rotom Wash. More likely. Oh no, it's Golem Alola to eat a Rock Slide again. Yeah, but oh boy, that is not going to be great. That's not going to be great. So unless there's some sort of priority move that I'm not understanding here, maybe Quick Attack I mean, quick attack would be sick, but no. Instead, in comes... Oh! Bold. The explosion play on Golem, which is something we actually had seen West do before, if I'm not mistaken. I think we've seen this explosion already. And now, here they are. The Megas. The Megity Megas. Fake Out gonna be coming in hot and swinging at that Beedrill. Nope, in comes Rotom Wash to eat the Fake Out and get absolutely slapped. Now, Mega Metachan is way faster than Rotom Wash. And by way faster, I mean kind of faster, depending on what they're expecting to. Now, what do you do here? You probably have a fighting type move, which is not the best against Beedrill or Rotom Wash, and you probably have like knockoff or something, probably. I don't know. I forget what else Mike has, like Ice Punch, maybe Fire Punch too. Fire Punch would be pretty good. Let's see. Beedrill is weak to Rock, Fire, Psychic, and Flying. Out comes Mesbrit, which is really good because Mesbrit knows, oh, actually, I don't know if that is really good. I was about to say Mesbrit knows Thunderbolt. But now Wes has his two scariest Pokemon alive, and one of them's at 100%. Mike actually not having a single Pokemon at 100%, but he's got two at 94, and they're gonna take a little bit more damage from Stealth Rocks, but they're circling around the 90 to high 80s, with Toxapex also at 90 to high 80s, but a very weak Landorus Therion. Dark Pulse comes out, not gonna be good enough. Energy Ball taking out Rotom Wash, and now all that's left is a poor Beedrill. Now, Mike is going to switch out Mesbrit for Landorus. There is no universe he doesn't do that. You want to get that Intimidate down quickly. You want to get that Intimidate down very quickly. But nope, he doesn't. He keeps him alive because he's got Levitate, so he's immune to Drill Run, but instead uses Healing Wish to heal up his Landorus. Oh my god, these big brain plays. Bold of West to use a ground type move instead of a bug type move. So, big rip. Big rip. And in comes Earthquake to win the game. GG.